Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a random drama that has been blowing up on TikTok. This bride makeup drama has been all over my For You page. I cannot escape it. So essentially what happened is a bride got her makeup done for her wedding and then made a TikTok video washing it off very shortly before her ceremony and redoing it herself. And that video got over like 20 million views. I think it was like closer to 30 million views before she did take it down. And obviously when you hear that, you're like, that does not sound like it should be drama. Like she can do whatever she wants on her wedding day. But people were really questioning her motivation for posting it because they found out that she had posted it months after the wedding had even taken place. So it wasn't like this heat of the moment thing. It was very calculated. And in the video, as we're gonna watch, she even says how she cannot wait to make a video for TikTok about this, which really had people questioning what the true purpose of this video was, or if she set this whole thing up just for views and like the controversy surrounding it. We're gonna start out with the bride's initial video. So the bride, Lauren, who now made her account private after this whole situation. She posted this initial video about removing her makeup shortly before her wedding and redoing it herself.
Washing off my bridal makeup. Okay, wait, close this. Am I doing it? I feel like you're about to vomit. Can I do it now? Oh my gosh, what did I do? No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm shaking. No, it's okay. It's okay. You can redo it. It'll be perfect. It always is perfect when you do it. You always look so pretty. Thank you. I'm shaking. It's okay. I think it's just like anxiety. I want to do this. But it's fine. Like, we have so much time. The wedding's not even until 4. It's fine. I'm scared that she's going to want to do like touch-ups on me like right before. Can we ask her still? Is that rude? Like, I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her. I feel bad, but I don't like it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's fine. I can't believe I'm doing this. I think I'm like a weird stupid. You like look better even without the makeup at all. Right? I'm like, I already feel like way more like myself. Like, I was watching her paint your lips and I was like, oh, that is pink. I was trying so hard to like it. She also like didn't blend in my neck at all. Like, no, she didn't. There's no makeup on my neck. I'd rather walk down the aisle like this. The mask. No. If your face skin tone already matches your neck way better.
And in pictures, it's gonna look so much better too. That would be the bad part. Is that in the pictures? If you're like cakey or something.
Oh, I can't wait to make a TikTok about this.
Flashback Mary. I would say flashback Mary.
It's okay. If this is the worst thing that
Get in line.
Okay, so that is a re-upload of the video that Lauren posted because her account was private. I'm pretty sure she took the video down. But as you could hear in the video, she did say how she can't wait to make a video for TikTok about it. And in the video, she shows the makeup that was done. I personally think it actually looks really nice. I think she looked really pretty in the makeup, but it really doesn't matter what I think. It is her makeup, it's her face, and it's her wedding day. But I did find it interesting how in the video when she says so much better at the end, you really can't see the makeup. Like, it's pretty hard for anyone to form an opinion on whether or not it looks better. Again, doesn't really matter what anyone thinks except for her. But to make this TikTok looking for views saying this is the before and it's so much better after, but then in the before it's like a full shot of her, just her face in like indoor lighting, lights are on versus her outside far back. Like, you really can't even see the makeup that she did or if it looks any different at all. So it just sort of feels like weird to even include that and say, oh, it's so much better now, when we really can't say. And in the video as well, something that people were pointing out, aside from the obvious one where she was saying she can't wait to make a TikTok about this, was when she was washing the makeup off, she said she was worried that the makeup artist is going to want to come back and do touch-ups on her like right before the ceremony or before pictures, whatever, which is definitely common. And the bridesmaid said to her like, oh, should we just tell her to leave then, or is that rude? And initially when I first saw the video and like people talking about it on my For You page, I definitely saw a lot of people defending her washing the makeup off and saying she should be able to look however she wants on her wedding day, which I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, I think if you want to do your own makeup for your wedding, you can. And I honestly think if you get your makeup done and you don't love it, you're the one that paid for that service. It's up to you if you wash it off and do it again. And others were pointing out that a lot of people are not used to seeing themselves in professionally done makeup, and they end up actually not liking it as much as the way they do their own makeup, just because obviously the way that you do your own makeup versus the way that a professional is going to do your makeup is probably going to look different, especially when you're booking them for wedding day makeup. The other thing to consider when you get your makeup done, especially for something like your wedding day, is that a lot of those makeup artists are trained to do makeup for photography, and so it looks good in photos. So the regular way that you do your makeup actually probably won't show up that much. I even find myself, like today in this like when I'm looking at my viewfinder, it doesn't even look like I have blush on anymore. And in my mirror, I was like, oh my God, I look like a clown. I think I overdid it. So that is just like a very micro instance of that, where the makeup is going to look totally different depending on what's going to look good in photographs, flash photography, things like that are all important to consider. And again, doesn't really matter. If you want to wear even no makeup on your wedding day, power to you. You can do whatever the hell you want. But people were pointing out that they can understand why, even though everyone's saying the makeup looks good, that it did look good, but a lot of people just don't end up liking themselves in professional makeup anyways. And like I said, tons of people were giving their opinions, either siding with the bride or saying that it was like really shady to post that, and it's like a weird thing to post. And people especially thought that it seemed shady when they found out that Lauren had actually posted it months after her wedding took place. So people were kind of questioning her motives in posting it, since clearly it wasn't like a heat of the moment thing where she was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that, and like posted it the day it happened, or like even the day after. But rather it was something very calculated where she had that footage, sat in it for like 4 to 5 months, and then posted it. So people were kind of like, what was the point in posting this so long after? And in the video you're saying you couldn't wait to make a TikTok about it. Like, it just seems kind of weird. And I'm going to show you a couple of videos of other people who were sort of talking about the situation at hand. Some of them are makeup artists themselves, especially bridal makeup artists.
I'm sure by now that we've all seen that video of the bride on her wedding day taking her makeup off 20 minutes before her first look and redoing it herself. And she's basically saying that she hated her makeup, she didn't like how it looked, and that the makeup artist like didn't listen to the changes that she wanted made from her trial. And I guess I just wanted to have like a little bit of discourse about that, because I don't know, I have a lot of feelings about it. Obviously, as a pro makeup artist myself, I think that that is so discouraging, to not give someone the opportunity to fix something that you don't like. I remind my clients all the time when they're sitting in my chair, most of the time, this is my first time ever seeing you. So I don't know what you like your makeup to look like. You can show me pictures, we can talk about it. But at the end of the day, I don't know what you like on yourself versus what I think, in my professional opinion, is going to look the most flattering or the most balanced or align with what you're describing. So you really have to do communication. That goes on both ends. That's from the client and from the artist. You can't just assume that someone's going to understand what you mean by something or that you like something if you don't tell them. You have to talk. You have to communicate. That's so important. I'm also a little over the excuse of I can't stick up for myself, or I have a hard time sticking up for myself. Like, it's your wedding day and you're getting your makeup professionally done, you're paying for this service, you need to speak up for yourself. If you don't like something, you gotta talk about it. We have to communicate. I have clients all the time that are hesitant to say anything to me, and I'm like, you have to talk to me. We're friends. This is a safe space. I'm not intimidating. I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to me. If you don't like something, you've got to let me know. There's no way I can fix it. And I don't want you to be unhappy. This is your face. This is an important day, whether it's your wedding day or you're a bridesmaid or you have an event. You want your makeup to look nice. I want you to be happy. I don't ever want you to be unhappy with something and feel like you can't talk to me about it. Aside from all of that, I think the most discouraging thing is that she decided to post that video on TikTok with the intention of like, I can't wait to make a TikTok about this. She literally said—
Okay, I'm going to pause really quickly right there before I let her finish up. As she mentioned, Lauren did have a trial where they did go over a few changes that she wanted made. So clearly she was able to say that. But to say that people like have to say, ultimately when you're paying for a service, you pay, you get the makeup done. If you don't like it and you wash it off, that's on the person who's washing it off. Like, they're allowed to do that. But I think the issue with that is that a lot of the time when people are in these situations, they don't speak up at the time. But then the flip side of that is they're very quick to rush to social media and say, oh my God, I got my hair done and it was horrible. I got my makeup done, it was horrible. Look at this. Mocking the work that was done, putting them down, sometimes even going as far as to tag the makeup artist or create like a whole drama about that. We've seen that happen so many times on social media. I think it's one thing if you just want to wash off your makeup, do it yourself, and keep going about your day. My take on that a little bit, I'm gonna let her finish up, but I'm just saying, like, I don't fully agree that the client has to tell you something. They don't have to. They can just let you finish what you're doing, and then maybe if they don't like it, they want to wash it off. They ultimately, if they paid for your service, they can kind of do what they want to afterwards. So yeah, but I'll let her finish talking.
Says that in the video, and I don't know, that to me just, it didn't sit right. Like, I just felt so bad for the artist in that moment, because it feels like she didn't know. You didn't tell her, but you're so excited for this viral moment. You're so excited to, you know, potentially bash her, make her look bad. I don't know, like just the whole situation. There's a real human being on the other end of that, and I think we really have to be more considerate as people for other people's feelings. Like that just, I don't know, that's icky to me. The video is like over 1 million views at this point. The other artist has had to see it, and if she hasn't, oh my god, I can't even imagine what that's got to feel like. Like I can't even imagine how, like I would probably want to quit my career if that happened to me. If you are that artist and you're seeing my video right now, first of all, I want to say I'm so sorry that you've had to experience this. I can't even imagine what that feels like. I'm here for you. Please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you and help you through this, because I can't even imagine what that feels like. Like that just, that's killer. Like I can't even imagine. But also, I want to say that this does not define you. You are an incredible makeup artist. You're so talented and you're so good at what you do. The makeup that you did was gorgeous. And I also want to say to all the other makeup artists that may be watching this or seeing this unfold that this is a learning experience for all of us. We need to be over the top about communication and forceful almost when it's like, okay, here's what your face looks like. What do you think? You need to tell me. I want to make sure that there's not anything at all that you want to change. And really be honest and like set expectations and really communicate about what technique you're using and what products you're using and why you're doing what you're doing. Because I said this, I have a MUA Facebook group, and we started a little bit of discourse on this today because wow, I had to talk about this. And the one thing that I mentioned that I think the average makeup wearer probably wouldn't take into account is that we do things with a certain intention a lot that the average makeup person doesn't do, because this is wedding makeup. It's meant to last for a long period of time. It's supposed to withstand crying and maybe wind and kissing and hugging people. Like this is meant to be long lasting, long wear and hold up. And it's not supposed to just be your everyday makeup. So makeup artists do things with a different intention than the average makeup person would do, or the average makeup wearer would do. And I think that's also a conversation that needs to be had when someone's sitting in your makeup chair. I'm open to having conversation about this in the comments with you guys, but I do want to say that you need to be kind to both the bride and the makeup artist involved, or I will delete your comments, because I don't think that's what we're here for. But I'm interested to hear if this has happened to any of you guys and what you did in that situation and how you handled it. And I mean, that's how I got started in this industry. I was getting my makeup done and I hated it. I never liked it. But I had conversations with my makeup artist about the things that I didn't like. And then I just taught myself how to do it, like, because I just wasn't getting the result that I wanted. And so I have always made it a huge priority when I'm doing makeup on any client, bridal or not, to communicate. You have to talk. Human to human. Okay, I think I'm done beating the dead horse. So you guys, let me know what you're thinking. I can't wait to hear. I love you. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
I definitely agree with a lot of what she was saying. Like, it's very disheartening, especially for her as a professional in the same field, to see this happening to another makeup artist and the video going so viral, basically just like bashing the work that she did. And not only that, but the makeup was really good. Maybe it wasn't exactly what Lauren wanted for herself for her own wedding day. It's one thing when people make a video bashing work that's like actually really not good, or if things happen, unprofessional things happen where they're like, I need to talk about this so that no one else gets harmed by this person. But in this case, it seems like everything was going fine and dandy. The makeup she did was good, and then Lauren just had to make a video trying to get that viral moment. Here's another video from another makeup artist talking about the situation.
Kiki or something.
Oh, I can't wait to make a TikTok about this.
Flashback Mary.
So I wanted to give my little 2 cents on this situation as somebody who's been a makeup artist for 13 years and has done countless weddings, because I have thoughts. Let me just start by saying this. Being a makeup artist is not an easy job at all. People want us to be plastic surgeons, people want us to be magicians, and most importantly, they expect us to read their mind. If you're booking a makeup artist, you need to be as clear as possible about the type of look that you want and how you want to feel on your big day. There's an issue that I see constantly with girls on my timeline that ask for a certain look and then book a certain makeup artist and then get upset when the look isn't what they wanted. It is so important, especially if you're a bride, to book an artist that does your ideal makeup. If you know that you are difficult about your makeup, or not even difficult, if you know that you have a very specific way that you like your makeup, it's imperative that you find an artist that speaks to you. And that's something that's completely in your control. One thing I noticed with this bride is that she likes very natural makeup. I looked at her page and she really doesn't wear a lot of makeup. So when I looked at the photo she attached to the video, the makeup was very natural. The makeup looked very subtle, but I could see that the artist did apply powder onto her face, which was probably the reason why she didn't like the makeup, because usually people who don't wear a lot of makeup don't use a lot of powder because then it starts to look like makeup. The thing that really did rub me the wrong way about this though is the fact that she said, "I can't wait to post this on TikTok." Now, girl, that was shady. That's so mean. Like, it's one thing to not like your makeup, but it's another thing to decide that the makeup didn't look how you wanted it. And instead of telling the artist, "Hey, let's work on this together. Let's fix this so I could be happy with my makeup on my big day," you decide to wash it off and then make a whole video about it. Girl, this is such a hard career to have, and it can be really hard on your confidence. It can be really hard on how you feel about yourself. Trying to please people, we're trying to make people feel their very best. I think that it's very damaging to do that to someone and their livelihood. She said she did do a trial, so I do understand that. And she said that after the trial, the artist basically did everything she asked her not to do on the day of. Do I think the bride is in the wrong for being upset that the makeup didn't come out the way that she requested it? Of course not. But that's where I go back to making sure you're booking an artist that is going to make you happy on your big day. Now, obviously, I don't know the bride, but I do feel like she had ill intent when posting this video, and you could just tell by her whole tone and demeanor. And I know that for a lot of people, it's hard to speak up, but you need to speak up when it comes to something as important as your wedding day makeup. If you are the makeup artist and you're watching this, I just want you to know that everything is going to be okay. These things happen to the best of us. Do not let it bring you down. I really hope that you don't let this define you as an artist, please, because it just really wasn't even that bad. And to everybody online in 2025, let's just practice a little bit of compassion. I'd rather a client have so much feedback from me and tell me exactly what they want me to change than tell me everything is fine and then go in the bathroom and wash the makeup off and then post about it. I think this could have been handled so much better. There's times where I'll even give the client my brush and let them fix what they want to fix. That's one thing that I always tell every single client. I want you to feel your best. It's not about me. If you don't like something, I'm not going to be hurt. I'd rather you walk out of this chair and feel amazing than feel like you have to change your makeup when I leave. I want you to know, on behalf of all makeup artists, we would appreciate if you just tell us. Because at the end of the day, working with your makeup artist is a team effort. The people who are not makeup artists have no idea what a challenging career it is. And being a bridal makeup artist is a whole different beast. We're human, just like anybody else. We make mistakes. We're not robots. With clients like that, who needs enemies? Like, I honestly believe that she could have easily just like sprayed her face down with some hydrating setting spray and she would have looked exactly how she did her makeup.
Not a whole lot to say about that because you kind of covered everything I've already said. But I definitely agree. The shady part is not saying anything in the moment and then deciding to go and post it and be excited for your viral moment as opposed to just talking to the makeup artist. And I even think it would have been one thing to just wash the makeup off and move on with it. But making the video and being all like, "Oh, I can't wait to make a TikTok about this," is so petty. It's shady. It's just not very nice. It definitely does just seem like so calculated to make the video about it. If anything, I'm like, I don't even know if she actually wanted to wash her makeup off or if she just thought, "Oh my God, this will be crazy. This will go crazy on TikTok. Let me do this." So I also saw the creator Bits of Banter with Antoinette, who I have mentioned on my channel before, do a video, and she had a couple of more details that I didn't know because the original video was taken down before I was able to like screen grab it. So we're gonna react to that and play that here now. I will have Bits of Banter with Antoinette linked down below, as well as her YouTube, which I highly recommend to go follow her on YouTube. These videos are posted on TikTok, but I believe she is American and America is having like the TikTok ban thing happening. So I'll link both her TikTok and her YouTube below so that you can find her. If you do not follow her, I mentioned her in my Resilient Jenkins video as well, and since then I've been getting her videos on my For You page all the time and I love her. I love her take. I feel like she does a great job getting all the information together. So yeah, big shout out to her. We're gonna play her video here now about this whole situation.
Everyone keeps saying that the makeup looks the same. You know, the wedding makeup artist drama that's going on. This girl, she made a TikTok saying, "Oh my God, on my wedding day, I only had, within 20 minutes before my wedding, I had to wash up all my makeup and do it myself." And then she shows this picture, which is of what I guess her makeup looked like when the makeup artist was done. And then shows this and says that her makeup is so much better after she did it. Which, I mean, I think she looks fine. I think it's hard to compare the two because in one, it's in obviously very much inside lighting, and the other one is a bunch of movement and you're outside in the golden light. So it's hard to compare them. I think for me to make a thought about it, I would need to see like this exact same pose, but side by side of what she did and what the makeup artist did. Also, in the end, it really doesn't matter what, if she did her own makeup, if she decided to take it off and do her own, that's fine. I think there's a couple points here. First point, she should have said something to the makeup artist like, hey, I don't like this. She does go into the comments and she said that she did do a test trial and she told the makeup artist that she didn't like some of the things that she did, and the makeup artist said that she would do it differently. I think what I would have done, and I would have been like, can we do it differently now during the test? Because I'm not going on to my wedding day hoping that the changes that we talked about will actually happen. Like, I'm going to like have you redo it, do another test to make sure that we're on the same page. Because on the wedding day, like, neither of us have time for me to be confused about what's going to be happening that day. Like, nobody has time for that, right? Also, if you didn't do that on your wedding day, speak up. Watch while it's going on to be like, oh, see, we talked about that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Also, you know what? In the end of the day, even if you didn't do any of this, making this TikTok, I don't think was like the best choice. But you know what? Hey, we have free will. You can do what you want, right? I think the issue is that you also tag the makeup artist in your photos on Instagram, which is why almost everybody knows who the makeup artist is, and then just recently deleted that, but her name's already everywhere. So then you also shared this picture that she obviously posted on her site, thinking that you liked the makeup, and then posted yours saying how you had to redo your makeup. That's just kind of shitty. But you know what? Same thing, free will. We can all be a little shitty sometimes, you know, but I think that's really the issue here. If you don't want to speak up, if you want to waste your time doing your own makeup instead of the makeup that you paid for, do you boo-boo? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to advocate for yourself, same thing, do you boo-boo? Just like make sure that on your profiles, on your social media profiles that like are very much public and that you are also advertising on your TikTok, don't have that person tagged, because the makeup artist actually didn't do anything wrong because you didn't tell her you didn't like it. Like, people aren't mind readers. And then also saying in this video that you can't wait to make a TikTok about this, as if this makeup artist snubbed you or something. She didn't know that you didn't like it. It is what it is. Somebody else would have loved this.
As you could hear in that video, the part that I didn't know until I saw Antoinette's video about this is that she had the makeup artist tagged on her own Instagram in pictures from the wedding from 4 to 5 months ago. So that's how everyone knew who the makeup artist was, which is just, again, so shitty because you're bringing all this negative attention to the makeup artist when really, like Antoinette said, she didn't do anything wrong. You didn't speak up clearly and say that you don't like the makeup. So she's been completely blindsided by this. And not only that, but it's also extra confusing because you obviously tagged her in the makeup months back for your wedding day saying that you liked it, and now you're here making this TikTok saying, oh, I can't wait to post about this. Like, what is the deal? And those posts were up for months, and mind you, she positions herself as like an influencer, as a creator online. So those posts were up publicly for months before she makes this video for TikTok drama and views. And that is like so shady in my opinion. It's very obvious that she did this all intentionally just for the attention and for the views, and it doesn't seem like she even gave the makeup artist a chance to like correct anything that she didn't like. If anything, she lied and said she loved it and then washed it off and made a TikTok about it. And again, like Antoinette said, you have free will, you can do whatever you want, you can say you like it and then wash it off. The issue is the video and having the makeup artist tagged on her Instagram, which is just so insane. Everything I think is private now and like probably deleted, and even that is really sad because now going forward, I mean, maybe she's gonna make a different Instagram or just keep her thing private, but like it sucks because now, because of all of this, when she wants to go and post pictures of her wedding day or anything, like this is going to be in people's minds, even going to be in her mind when she posts pictures from her day, remembering the situation that she caused when that did not have to be a thing at all. And now, of course, because the makeup artist was out there and was tagged, she found out about the situation and did make a response video herself herself. So the makeup artist name is Kandra. I think that's how you say it anyways. It's like Kendra, but it's spelled with an A. So I think it's Kandra. And her account name is Twirlyshears. I will have her link down below as well. Her initial response video on TikTok, when I saw it, has 80.5 million views. And she's gained over 350,000 followers from the whole situation. She did not have a TikTok prior to the situation. She made one just to come on and be like, hey, I see all of it. This is kind of my thoughts on it. So needless to say, the support for her has been huge, rightfully so. And so I'm going to play her video here and we can discuss what she says in it because she did make a response to the whole situation.
Washing off my bridal makeup. Okay, wait, close this.
Hi there. So 21 million of you have seen that viral video of the bride washing off her makeup 20 minutes before her first look on her wedding day. Well, it's me. I'm that makeup artist. I honestly was shocked to see this. There were no indicators that she was unhappy, honestly. I've been doing this over 20 years and I've learned to communicate very well with my brides, and I've also learned to read body language. So even if a bride says she loves it, often I can tell if she doesn't just by the way her body is sitting, or just different tells that we have as women when we're trying to, you know, say we like something and we don't. I was looking back at my messages with this bride just to see like what our interaction was like. She did have a preview with me and she was happy. There were a few things she wanted to change. Her eyeshadow color she wanted to change. She wanted to add a little more bronzer. She did mention in her message that she loved her lip and cheek color. So I kept that the same. On the wedding day, I made the changes that she asked for, and it seemed to me that she was happy. She gave me the biggest smile I've ever seen of a bride. And yeah, I had no idea. Also, her wedding was in August. So, I mean, it's been several months now. I had no idea she was unhappy. And her washing off her makeup doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's her money down the drain. The thing that hurts is who the bride was. I'm not even on TikTok, so I had no idea this was happening. One of my artists saw this and saw that it was going viral and reached out to me. And when she told me what was going on, I was trying to think of which bride it could possibly be. And when I saw that it was this specific bride, that's what hurt. Because this bride, she was so sweet. She was so easy to work with, so kind. She's a fellow Jesus lover like me, so I felt like we had that in common, which was cool. So that's what hurts, is that the character of the bride that I thought is not what was there. And that's just what hurt the most. But it is what it is. Can't change it now. All we can do is move forward and learn from this. So brides, if you're getting married, you don't have to hire a makeup artist. There's nowhere that says that you do. If you love the way that you do your own makeup, then do it on your wedding day. Also, if you do hire us makeup artists, you are not going to offend us. You're paying for our service, and it's our job to make sure you're comfortable. And so just communicate. Let us know what's going on. I'm also just glad that this happened to me and not any of the stylists or artists on my team, because this has been very challenging to navigate. And talk about taking a deep dive into TikTok. Not starting shallow, just jumping in the deep end. I appreciate all the support from the makeup artists. The makeup artist community has overwhelmingly reached out in support. I've received hundreds of messages in the last couple days just showing love and support, and that means the world to me. So thank you for that.
So like Kandra said there, it really sucks that she had no indications that this bride was unhappy with the makeup at all. If anything, she seemed very happy, and I agree, considering that she posted it and tagged the makeup artist. Like, if I was her, I would be so blindsided by the fact that this happened after in August being tagged and her being like, I love it so much. Like, everything would have seemed so good. So this definitely would have come out of completely nowhere. And the wedding being in August in general is just crazy, because it's like, why did she wait this long to post it? I really don't get that. Maybe she thought if she waited long enough that the makeup artist like wouldn't see it because it's been so long. I don't know. And then the part that really I felt for Kandra a lot with this is, like she said, her washing it off doesn't really bother her. But what hurt was that it felt like they had a great connection and the bride was so positive about all of it and sweet, easy to work with, kind. They had a shared faith. Like, it just seemed like they had a really good connection going on. So obviously she was even more caught off guard by this happening. And I really do feel for her with that, because if it were me, like, I'm just putting myself into her shoes. I'm not a makeup artist, but I do work in like the beauty space and I work with friends who are makeup artists. And I'm just imagining like putting myself into the situation where I've done this work for someone. We built a really great connection. They really loved it. I felt really confident in my work that I had done and that they were happy with it. Only to months later be completely blindsided by them saying they hate it and they had to wash it off and that they can't wait to make a TikTok about it. And not only would that be hurtful, but it would also really crush my confidence and it would make me really concerned that maybe I don't know if I'm doing a good job, or maybe I can't tell if people love it or not. And I'd be always having this in the back of my mind, like the next appointments that I have, thinking, okay, they seem to love it now, but in 6 months, is it going to be another situation on TikTok? Like, that is just so unfair to do to her. And especially when they had a trial and it seemed like the changes, kind of a she said situation here, but it seems like the changes were made that she wanted and Lauren seemed happy with it at the time. So it's like, really, what else could she have done? Kandra also said that she's glad that this happened to her and not like an artist that works on her team or anything. And I think that just really speaks to her strength and her character, that she's a super kind person that would rather have to go through this herself than to have to watch it happen to someone that she cares about. I think she handled it really well, considering that she had no idea that this was even coming, and considering it was months after she even did the makeup. Like, this was probably the last thing that she would have ever been expecting to have to make videos about. And then the other thing that Kandra said, which I just feel like I kind of have a perspective on this as well, is saying that you don't have to book a makeup artist. Like, if you love how you do your makeup, you can just do it yourself for your wedding day. I definitely agree with that. I feel like I myself, I don't even think I'm like great at makeup, but I just have a certain way I like my makeup to look, and it's pretty much just this, which is the same look I have in every single video. I do the same thing every time I do makeup. And I'm engaged and we're probably going to elope, but I'll just be doing my own makeup for that day because I just like to look like me. And there's no issue with that. Like, that is not a problem. But me knowing that about myself, I'm not going to book and expect someone who's different, a different person who's never seen me a day in their life, to do my makeup the same way that I would. Like, if that's what you're expecting, don't book a service. I don't do makeup myself, but I do work in the beauty space. I'm not licensed or anything like that, so I'm not a makeup artist by any means. This is pretty much my one look and that's it. If you like everything done a very certain way, you really just should probably do it yourself, as opposed to taking over or booking a makeup application just to then wash it off. Like, there's no problem if you just want to do it yourself, that's fine. But to make a video bashing the makeup artist and kind of putting her down and putting her in this really awkward position where she has to address it when you're the one that made that choice to wash it off and there's nothing wrong with the makeup to begin with, nor did you give her a chance to correct it. It just sucks, and it definitely seems like just a greedy, like, I want this viral moment, I can't wait for the views and attention from this, and that's just really shady. Like, if you need to get your views and attention by putting someone down who really had nothing to do with that and it's not their problem at all, maybe reconsider. That's the tea. Overall, I don't have an issue with Lauren washing her makeup off and doing it herself. I think if you pay for a service and then you want to wash it off, you can do that. Like, that's your money wasted, not anyone else's. But I do think that she probably just should have done her makeup herself to begin with, although that wouldn't have been a viral moment the way that saying that she's washing her makeup off like 20 minutes before the ceremony is. I just find it so bizarre that I feel like these days a lot of people do just look at situations like this as solely for content and views. It really feels like a disconnect where people are so focused on these moments being for views and attention that they forget that there's another person on the other side of that who is going to face repercussions of it, and it's their real life, and a real makeup artist's feelings were hurt as a result of this. It's not like she just made some viral content that didn't involve anyone. Like, she tagged the makeup artist on her Instagram, had those posts up for months, then decided to make the video, so obviously the makeup artist was going to see it. I feel like in general, it seems like anytime that things go wrong, people are like, I just got to make a TikTok with this. They're always filming it. It's like, why can't things just happen and be the way they are and be dealt with without it always being for content and for views? But I guess that's kind of a greater topic than just this one. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think about all this down below and like your opinion on everything being for views these days. And yeah, with that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.